Today is Sunday, 9th of March 2025. Enugu State is bleeding. Enugu State is under siege by Fulani herdsmen. People are leaving their ancestral homes. The government is contemplating on setting up IDP camps in the southeast. IDP camps. The government is contemplating on setting up IDP camps in the southeast. The police have failed. The army have failed. The primary responsibility of the government is to protect its citizens. Are we no more citizens in Nigeria? Now, people are saying that they were better off with ESN protecting them than the Nigerian police and army. Ugwuanyi was governor, the same attacks. Now it is Peter Mba, the same attacks. Now the question I'm asking, where is the governor Peter Mba? Just recently, another attack. These Fulani herdsmen are determined to make sure that the agenda of their grandfather Uthman Danfodio, they achieve it, if not in their lifetime or in the lifetime of their children. You see the killings across southern Nigeria. You see the Afenifere leader that was kidnapped by Fulani. These are messages they are sending. And I don't know why our security cannot assure the people of their safety. Now, when people take up arms to defend themselves, that is when you see the security people will now jump up and stop people from arming themselves against these Fulani herders. There are suggestions that people should arm themselves and also defend themselves from being killed. But why would people want to hold their ground and defend themselves? Then the police and army who somehow wants to stop you from arming yourself. Why? Do they want the Fulani terrorists, killer herdsmen, do they want them to unalive you? The governor needs to speak up. You see, one reason why we don't support as a governor, as a politician, you must get the mandate of the people. We have said it, most of the governors we have in the southeast are imposed on us by the Fulani hegemony. If you think that they are not real, go to Abuja. These people are real. They are everywhere, in our army, in our police. If the Fulanis are not in our security apparatus, I tell you that these Fulani killings in our farmlands in southeast will have been a history of the past. Have you been arrested alongside a Fulani person or a Northerner in the southwest? You will see that the Northerner will even go free. The Northerner is not afraid of arrest because he believes that his brothers are in the security force, whether police or army. I told you when I traveled to the east, they said at a point we should come down and we should not pick calls because there's an army checkpoint. We have over 200 checkpoints in the southeast. We got to a checkpoint, they told all of us to come down. My first time of witnessing that checkpoint, they told me that do not pick your calls. But there was a Northerner in that bus that accidentally was making calls. They called the Northerner down. And after some minutes, they left the Northerner to join us in the bus. What were people saying after that? They said, if it were an Igbo man or somebody else who is not a Northerner, they will have arrested the person and probably put that person in prison in their own guard room. You see the preferential treatment we are getting as Nigerians. Nigerians should start speaking up in this southeast issue. The other time, Enugu State traditional rulers went to meet the Sultan of Sokoto. I don't know why they went to meet the Sultan of Sokoto. Okay, for peace to reign in Enugu State. After they went for that meeting, coming back, look at the range of attacks. These traditional rulers are not putting out a statement. Ohaneze is not putting out a statement. The people are left on their own. Igbo elders are not putting out a statement. Traditional rulers are not putting out a statement. If this happens in the southwest, I know how the southwesterners will address it. I know how the governors will address it. Because most of the governors we have in the southwest are not imposed by Fulani hegemony. They are not imposed on the people. Look at the kind of governors we have in the southeast. Why can't Peter Mba, this is one of the most important things that is supposed to carry out as a governor, securing the lives of the people. Sexual harassment allegations against Akpabio. Enugu State Governor left Enugu State to go and pay a condolence visit to Akpabio because he was harassed sexually. This is a product of the Fulani system, the corrupt system in Nigeria. He knew that he may not have won that election by popular vote. Some people helped him to win the election. He may be afraid that if he does not do the bidding of the Sultan of Sokoto and their people, they may push him out and put another person like they put Hope Uzodinma in Imo State. The more reason why I said this system favors nobody, no single person. Now, what does the Nigerian security apparatus want us to do as a people in Ehamufu? This is my open question. What do you want these people to do? Should they sit back and watch these Fulani herdsmen within AK-47, within machetes, coming to slaughter them and kill them? Is that what the Nigerian government wants? What does Ohaneze want us to do? What does Igbo elders want us to do? There's no Samanekwa again. There's no Nnamdi Kanu. There's no ESN. So who is now causing the insecurity in the southeast? ESN was there. They were effective. They stopped these guys from killing. There was relative peace in Enugu State. But look at what is happening now that these guys are no more there. So somebody else will come tomorrow that some people, maybe ESN rise up again and start chasing these people away. Some PhD and professor or master degree holders will come and be speaking English on social media. How the ESN is not doing well. Now, people are dead now. Can you bring back the lives of the people that are dead? Can you bring back the lives of the people that are dead? The people of Enugu State need to prepare for self-defense if the government is unwilling. You see why we say the kind of leaders we have in the Southeast are not leaders that represent the interest of the Igbo people. Peter Mba now, nowhere to be found. When ESN and Samanekwa were declaring sit at home this, sit at home that, what have you, he was vocal. If Samanekwa were to be there now, in his own little way, he would have said, somebody should stop these Fulani guys. We have the police, we have the army. Nothing is happening. It is not only in the southeast. In the southwest, it happens. In the middle belt, it happens. All over Nigeria, it happens. What do these security people want? Do they want us to just, are they planning for us to be killed? If somebody goes and gets something to defend himself, it is the same police that will come and disarm the person, and the person will be exposed, will be vulnerable. Then these guys will come and kill him. Stop the aggressor. You cannot stop the aggressor. You are stopping the person that will defend himself. Stop the people that are killing our mothers and fathers, raping our sisters in the farmlands. You will not stop them. When people start looking for ways to defend themselves, that is when you stop them. That is why many people are saying they are tired of Nigeria. They are tired of this one Nigeria. You see what one Nigeria is causing. One Nigeria is making people to lose their lives. One Nigeria is making the government look the other way from protecting its people. It is suspicious that the Enugu State governor is not saying anything. But when it is Samanekwa's turn, he will come and be putting press conference up and down. When it is Biafra or IPOB or sit at home, that is when he will come out. And he doesn't know, or he wants to pretend that he doesn't know, that one of the reasons why these guys are coming out using militancy is because of this Fulani of a thing. Take away Fulani from the equation, from the Nigerian equation. Take away Fulani, at least we would have relative peace. The catalyst for violence and insecurity, they are the Fulani people, especially those ones in the bushes. The other time, Amotekun was able to locate over 100 Fulani northerners in the forest and send them back. Amotekun is combing forest to forest. They are combing from one forest to another to make sure that they are. I was going to Ogun State one day. I saw an immigration bus. I saw a lot of these guys look like Fulanis. A lot of them in that bus being taken and being transported out of Ogun State. asked never to come back. Every region in Nigeria has an agenda, but the Fulani agenda is to take over people's land. That is why I always speak against any narrative of anybody, any narrative at all, that the Fulani wants to, whether it is through religion or whatsoever. Somebody on social media was happy, an Igbo boy and girl, they converted to Muslim. Yes, Islam is taking over Igbo land. I'm not going to argue whether Islam is taking over Igbo land, but as it is, anything that is laced with Fulani jihadist extremism, we are going to cut it off because it is virus. Look at what Nigeria has brought into the southeast. You give space to these people, they enter your town. Unknowing to you, they come with lorries and trucks. Most of their people are in the army and whatsoever. They allow these trucks to enter. While they get on the way, they find themselves in the forest. And these people, there's a sound they make for themselves. There's a sound, there's a way they communicate. And when they go into the forest, what are they doing in the forest? Are they farmers? What are they doing? They are importing and exporting militias into our forest that will be attacking people. Those ones that are like heading cattle headers, herdsmen, they are giving cover to these militias. They are creating a room. You know, when a Fulani comes to an area, he surveys the area, he moves up and down, surveys the area. At the end of the day, they know him in that community, and he takes a portion whereby he goes and rears his cows and whatsoever. It is the same Fulani that will give information to those militia Fulani that comes into the community and start doing all sorts of rubbish. When they start wandering from the city into the forest and the bush, they are using style to survey the area, using the cattle, using style to find a place whereby they can stay and perpetrate all their criminalities. The other time Buhari was president, he opened the floodgates of the north. And from the Sahel, we don't know how many of the Fulanis enter, whether millions of Fulanis are entering Nigeria from the Sahel. And they are spreading themselves all over the country. When you catch a Fulani, you take them to the police. The next day, we don't see them again. The next day, you see another attack. Now, the government is building a rehabilitation center for terrorists and criminals and bandits. People that have made Nigeria a living hell. You are creating a rehabilitation center for terrorists. Which world power would create rehabilitation centers for terrorists? You now bring them and bring them back into the society. People that are bloodsuckers. You have tried this system for so many times. It has not worked. It has not stopped the insecurity. But still, you people continue doing it again. It tells you the influence the Fulani have in our security apparatus and in governance in Nigeria. You see, the Fulani, they are lining up to succeed in Tinubu. And one thing I support Tinubu is that Tinubu knows their game. He's going to fix somebody who is not of their kind. That is why they are fighting him tooth and nail to make sure that, you see, when you go to North, some people will say, Tinubu, one-time president, one-time president. I know Tinubu is selfish with his governance. For the Southwesterners, his priority is the Southwesterners. That is the kind of politics we play in Nigeria. You want to go and kill yourself? That is the only kind of politics APC has shown. The North and the Southwest, they are in bed. They are in front of the national cake. They are the ones that will share and give others. So the North did theirs under Buhari, 8 years. And they played the nepotism governance. Tinubu is also playing his own. So I will not panic. But anything restructuring to make sure that the Fulani, the grip of Fulani is taken away from Nigeria. That is what I'm supporting. Restructuring will make that happen. If it were not for one Nigeria, who born Fulani well? Normally, you know, sometimes in the north, the Fulanis were killing a particular people. When the people rose up to defend themselves, the Nigerian army now showed up and started stopping the people from defending themselves. Imagine somebody is coming to kill me, kill my people, and I mobilize myself to fight back. Then the Nigerian police will now come and stop me from fighting back. Okay, I know fight back. Nigerian police, over to you. Secure us. Nigerian police cannot secure us. Nigerian army cannot secure us. But if it is to attack us, if something happens in the south, you see Operation Ogweke, Operation Python Dance. That's where you see them. I've told you, in this our equation, our quadratic equation, X, the Fulani needs to be taken away. If Nigeria needs to see any form of progress, any form of restructuring, the Fulani needs to be crippled. Me that I'm supporting Tinubu, I know it pains me a lot because I don't think Tinubu is for the masses. Tinubu is somebody who is running the government for his own peers, for the rich, and for his allies. It's not for you as an ordinary person. But however, this Fulani factor is very, very important that we address it. The Southwesterners, look at what happened in Ibadan. Bomb cells in Ibadan. Bomb cells in Ibadan. Abi, Boko Haram cells in Ibadan. Look at how Sheyi Makinde addressed the whole issue. They make sure that the thing disappear. They make sure the thing no more. But look at Southeast, Enugu State. Religious leaders are looking. Father Mbaka, Shebi, now you say Buhari is the savior. You are in Enugu State. Are you no more talking again? What are you saying? Father Mbaka. What are politicians, what are they saying? Tomorrow you come out and say, I want to protest. What are you doing? It is very few people that are passionate for the Southeast that are going to these villages. Peter Mba, you are visiting Akwa Ibom because of sexual harassment allegation. You are going to pay condolence visit to Akwa Ibom. Your people of your kith and kin, the people that you're a governor over, are being killed. You have not visited Ehamufu. Do we need to talk for you to know what you need to do? Are you even qualified to become a governor of that state if you cannot address this crisis? Or let me ask this question. Is anybody threatening you not to take action? Are they telling you that you will not return second term if you take actions otherwise the directive they give you? Do you have paymasters? Is somebody controlling you to control that state? Are you a slave to the Fulani? What is more important? Is it the lives of your people or your personal ambition? Because I know this is how it rolls. Our Igbo leaders, they have become slaves to the Fulani. If you don't do their bidding, they will rig you out in the next election. That's what they do. We all decided, most of us, not all of us, decided that we are going to practice a flawed system of snatch it, grab it, and run away with it. We all supported that system by not acting, by not coming out to protest. Southeasterners, we need to come together. We need to, anybody in Ehamufu, let there be town hall meetings. Get ready to defend yourself. The right given to you by God is for self-defense. If the government cannot protect you, don't die like a chicken. Defend yourself. Now, you make. You see, people are calling on the ESN. People are saying, yes, Samanekwa was there. People were saying, Samanekwa this, Samanekwa that. Now, Samanekwa is no more there. Who are the people causing this problem? The Nigerian government is saying that IPOB terrorists, the case is in Supreme Court and whatsoever. Look at Supreme Court itself. You are appealing that judgment in Supreme Court. Supreme Court itself is another department on its own. Another department on its own. We give the governor from now till Monday 24 hours to address what is happening in Ehamufu before concerned people step in. The governor needs to take up their responsibility. They are being funded. Something like Amotek creates a vigilante that will go into the bushes. And mind you, let me tell you something. There is mineral resources in that area. Wherever there is mineral resources, there's always insecurity, just like Zamfara and other areas. Enugu has a lot of deposits. And some people are not talking about that. There are some forces that are interested to make sure that those people run away from those areas so that they can be taking away what they want to take away. Some of these people might be aware of the resources we have in Enugu State. And they might want to turn the other way so that their people will die because of natural resources. Their people will just die like fowl because of natural resources. Very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Look at women coming out. The men are being arrested, are being killed. The men are being arrested and being taken to prison for self-defense. Look at that Supreme Court judgment. One Mr. Sunday, something like that, who defended himself against the Fulani. Against the Fulani, who defended himself against the Fulani. The Supreme Court is going to sentence him to death for self-defense. You should have not taken a knife and killed the Fulani man. You should have run away so that the Fulani man can use gun and arrow and kill him. That is what the judicial system is telling us. That self-defense is to run away. Fulani brought a dagger to kill you in your land. You should run away. To where? Run away to where? Run to the police station. Police, this is a Hamufu, this is Enugu State. They are running away. So what is happening? You should do something now. You should do something. Yeah, they are all right. We have run away now. So when people come out and announce self-defense, the Supreme Court will give that judgment. Somebody's defending himself and unalive the aggressor. The person has to die because the Fulani. Erifai once said, if you touch a Fulani, you repay. It tells you a lot about the system of practice. We need to change the system for the betterment of everybody. If you like, we are building this building, we are building that building. Okay, you heard of Babylon? Don't worry.